Welcome to the Games Freezer.
Hello, this is Richard. This is Games Freezer, and this is its 10-minute taster for Heaven's Vault on PlayStation 4. Right, so today's game is one that I have been looking at for quite a while now. It intrigued me immediately when I looked at that art style, which is absolutely lovely. And I couldn't wait to have a go.
My
So
begins on Iox.
here we go.
That was where I met the robot.
I've jumped in beyond the initial introduction sequence. Bring you to this first part here. So this is where you meet the robot for the first time. His name is Six. Although at this point you haven't actually named him, but trust me, in the end he's called Six. So the way this game pretty much plays out is you've got dialogue choices. You've got this nice kind of log here of incidents that happen as you go through the game. You also log findings, and there's a kind of map here as well. So you'll get to sort of make your dialogue choices as you go through, and generally it's kind of like a theme choice of whether you want to play it as a kind of harsh answer or whether you want to play it as a kind answer, or whether you want to be a bit more maverick. You know, it's generally three choices, and they kind of fall into those categories, and sometimes it'll lead you down different ways of questioning, finding information. So the majority of the game plays out with no voice acting, but the main story beats and the main sort of narration of the overarching story are done by a voice actor, a girl voice actor. Sounds like she's from kind of maybe
I was 15
London.
when my Ari rescued me from the slums of Elbereth and brought me here. I'd never seen such luxury or such kindness.
It actually sounds like there's an actor in Taboo with Tom Hardy who plays a young kind of street urchin. It sounds exactly like her. I can't remember her name in the Taboo. I think it's Winter. Her name's Winter. She sounds exactly like her. So that's why I refer to the voice actor as kind of with the London accent. But when
I still don't know why she did it.
when she speaks, it's compelling. She does really well. But this lady here, she brought you in when you were young. So your name's Leah. She brought you to this, either a planet or a part of the solar system, or some kind of moon. I haven't quite worked that bit out. But then you get given this brooch, which is basically the only clue to you being able to find this person that you're looking for, which is this lady's friend. So Janiki Remba is who you're looking for. So now, basically, you'll get to look at the brooch, and find any items you do find that have got inscriptions on them, and you'll be tasked with trying to pass the meanings of the inscriptions. And you'll be given some options and some clues to try and kind of work out what these inscriptions mean. And as you build up a dictionary of words and inscription meanings, then it becomes easier to decipher, because you're learning the language, you're learning the written language as you go along. It's very clever. It's a really good hook, really good gameplay hook. Essentially, you are an archaeologist, and that is how you kind of discover the world in which these items are found. One thing I would say is that the game might be better served with a bit more voice acting, or maybe even some more atmospheric music as you're playing out these scenes. But it does make you concentrate on the narrative and on the actual text, and it's a nice way of portraying it as well, with these lines that come out of each character, kind of like a comic book style way that it's played out. Even with the animation as well, it's very comic book in terms of how it presents itself, which I really like. I think that looks pretty cool. And what you find as you go through is that it appears that the story's going to be focusing on Aaliyah's relationship with Six, the robot, a lot. Now, in this game as well, the character of Aaliyah comes across as someone who's quite harsh. When I say that, a lot of the options in terms of dialogue are pretty much harsh and to the point. So there's something that will be interesting to see how that pans out as it goes on. So then we've got our main objective, I suppose, which is to then take the robot with you, and at some point board the ship, which is like a vessel that is kind of a cross between a boat and some kind of flying mechanism that you use to traverse between planets or worlds or moons. Not quite sure of the terminology, to be fair, in this game that's around that, because they do refer to moons, planets and systems. So now we're going to take another look at the brooch itself and trying to get our translation correct. Holy Emperor. Okay, so start having a few more words with Six. As though he was discovered or dug out of a wall, kind of brought back to life, so to speak. So yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how his story pans out. Maybe he'll start remembering things from his past. Who knows? Anyway, I've been asked to come and see this guy here before I leave. Huang. Apparently he likes to read. So the longer you take to choose your dialogue as well, the more likely it is that the dialogue just fades out. I'm not sure whether if it fades out it goes to some kind of default response if you don't choose one of the three, but it's almost a time limit on there of how long you've got to reply.
He began to talk with such passion that his eyes glittered, and he seemed to grow at least an inch taller.
Fair play. So the way it was implied when we were talking earlier was that Aaliyah didn't get on well with this Huang gent. It seems that she does. Or the choices in dialogue I've made might have made it come across that she does. Let's see if old Huang knows anything about this brooch, in particular the script. Yeah, that's what I thought too. So we've got holy, so that's kind of in our dictionary now. So if we ever see that word again, we will know what it is and be able to slot that in and decipher. It's intriguing how much detail has gone into this game in terms of the branching narrative. But each of those choices will lead you down different dialogue avenues, and it feels like each choice is decidedly different in terms of responses. Must have been a nightmare to write, and maybe that's what it feels like. This game has really concentrated on dialogue trees and the deciphering mechanic. Empress, banished, or buried. Decisions. Empress, banished. Robots, maybe? Maybe it's reference to the fact that the robot's been buried. Does Empress banished robots work? It's quite a monster, isn't it? Something robots, something about the Empress. I'll work on. No. Robots. Oh, okay. Maybe I'm wrong. Right. So let's see if we can get in our sailing ship. We leave the university. So this will pop up each time you come to the end of a kind of an area chapter. And then give you a chance to review what you've learned, what the points of interest are that you'll be travelling to next, that kind of stuff. I think in a moment we'll get a dialogue. called the Nightingale. So the Nightingale is the ship. Didn't work that bit out. So we're gonna go and try and find my Ari's friend. See where this dude has got to. Named Janiki Remba. I've remembered that right. So we're going to a moon of pigs and rice. Named Mercy or Mercy. Mr. Miyagi. So here we go. Right, so when you start plotting your course, come back to this little map. On the map you'll be shown points of interest and places that you can sail to, and then you basically go over, you choose with X and then press X again to sail, and away you go. You should be entered into a like almost, I wouldn't say a bonus game as such. It does seem very separate to the main game, the way you get about. So this surprised me, I have to admit. So it's like you're on a river, but you're not. It kind of it feels like you're in the sky, floating around on wind. Oh, missed me turning. Well done. Good start. You steer. Weirdly
My
enough,
Ari
with
wanted us to sail to
R2 and L2.
Mersey. It was a short sail through fast
Mersey.
waters.
Mercy. Yeah, so if you can stick to the middle, you go faster. Your steering's a bit out. If you press the X button, it brings your sail in and you kind of sweep forward. See what I mean though about this kind of mixture between flying and sailing? The only thing I would say, there was some other journeys that I've been on that kind of seem to take too long. It's also quite hard to steer and also continue conversation, in-game conversation, because it'll ask you to sort of be doing steering and then following up on dialogue as well. It's a bit off-putting. Can actually get Six to do the navigation for you. He'll just steer the ship. I think it's triangle button from memory, but yeah, he'll steer the ship, and then that's it. Job done. So right, Janiki Remba, where are you?
We stepped off the ship and into the mud. Mud covered the ground and rock. And everywhere I looked, things were growing from the mud. And some of those things had legs.
I really like this sequence. Nice the way it pans out. So you are put into this, it's a semi-open world, you know. I mean, your travelling hub is your map, and then you're placed into these locations that you can explore pretty much. So once you're in one of these locations, you'll be able to chat to Six the robot. You'll be able to find items that are kind of hidden away. So if you take a little turning off the beaten track, you might find a few different things. And in this case, we've got to try and work our way up the rice terraces on this farming village, farming moon, like a village. And it would appear that this moon seems to serve the Ioxians, of which we are one, and primarily it seems that it's for rice that they send over. Have a look at this. Something. Yeah, an emblem of Iox. Okay. So the Mercians create goods on here. I should say farm goods here, and then leave them for the Ioxians to come and collect. Doki. There's plenty of pigs around here. Sometimes the camera does go a bit odd in this game. It kind of jolts around a little.
The air smelled earthy and sweet.
Nice big old statue. I think that statue's there to oversee the growing of the rice, like a goddess of some variety. I'd expect there to be some kind of inscription on this as well. The more inscriptions you find, the more likely you are to start learning new words as well, and adding them to your dictionary of findings. Head to the upper field. So if you get that triangle prompt, you can go on a bit of an autopilot, and it'll take you to where you want to go. So 6 can't really, there's not much use in this situation. Except for if he sees him, he'll tell you, which is kind of like, well, I can do that as well. Excuse me. So it would appear that I'll get a lot of robots given to me from what she's been saying. Okay, here we go, look. Oh, that might be something of interest. Yeah, so yeah, if there's a dot, then you can go over there and see exactly what it is. Generally how things seems to show themselves to you. What's 6 up to? Why is he over there? He got stuck. So Aaliyah's getting a bit pissed off here by the looks of it. I think she feels
This was
that we're
what
on
passed for a street on Mayerzy.
we're on a bit of a
Buildings
wild
on
goose chase.
stilts, jumping out of the bushes like children. It was so quiet.
Let's approach the well. If we can talk to anyone in the middle of the village. These are over there, aren't they? Standing on his porch. Ahoy
3
there!
paths met at the heart of the village. I could imagine them all, sitting around here in the evenings, sipping rocker and singing.
I wonder what rocker
It
is.
seemed nice.
Stranger! Stranger danger! Greetings, yeah, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to try and be as nice as I can. This is a beautiful moon you have. Yeah, I don't want to be specific in terms of me being an Ioxian. We are alike as ants to you. This geezer's playing dumb by the looks of it. You dumbass. Wise guy, you wasn't very helpful. Smarty pants. No, we won't go back to the ship. Maybe someone here will talk to us properly. Right, let's have a wee look around. What about this brooch here? Where's the brooch? Interesting. So he's kind of implying that the people here on Mercy are slaves to the Ioxians. Maybe just kept on this moon to produce rice. Oh, we found another inscription. Right, here we go. It's translation time, wise guys. Put our heads together. I don't think they expected their writing to be read. Right, so I've already got holy, see? It's because it's already in my dictionary. Robot, vanished, or emperor. So let's start with holy, because we know what that is. Cha-ching! It's very satisfying, dropping that in. Which leaves one word to guess, okay. It's got to be water, right? Because it's a well. Well, well, well. Oh, what am I doing? Empress banished robots. Gotta be water. I could get back to it. I think I've just come out of the translation. Holy beloved, we're gathered here today. It's got to be holy water, innit? The well. Holy water. God could read it. Where its symbols simply say water. No, it doesn't. It says more than that. Crazy fool! Cheers, mate. Yeah, let's go after him. Another thing, yeah. You seen any Ioxians recently? Huh? I told you no. Your husband perhaps gone wandering. What the hell? Why does he think that's my husband? Didn't really give me a chance to refute it, did it? Seems like this guy knows more than what he's letting on. You know what? Iox is just and fair. Let's see if he talks. Man's side. Your husband was here. Haha, he's not my husband, but That'll do. You left in a ship, then something exploded in the sky. I don't know if it was your friend. You said it was my husband. The plot thickens, my friends. The plots thicken. This geezer's getting on my nerves. Anyway, so looks as though old Rember left the moon, left us. Shall we leave? I want to look around some more. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, and hopefully that's a nice little introduction to the world of Heaven's Vault on the PlayStation 4. I like this game. It is intriguing. It's got a few little oddities about it. Like I say, the camera angle jolts about a little bit from time to time, but it's no biggie. But it's interesting, this story. I want to see how this story pans out and what it's all going to be about. So I'm going to be trying to avoid any spoilers on that front. So yeah, you can get it on PS4, PC, probably Xbox as well, to be fair. It's out now for everyone. So I'll leave you with this, because this has been Richard. This is Games Freezer. This was a 10-minute taster for Heaven's Vault. Hopefully, my friends, I'll see you soon. Take care, Freezer followers.
Until next time, stay frosty, freezer followers.